Hey guys, JH24 Games here, hope you're doing well. So I just did a little reorganization of my gaming shelf to make space for things and to display others. So you can see on screen right now, I'm gonna show you how it looks right now. So pretty cool. So my main goal with this was to make space for PS4, 5 and Switch games, which I anticipate are going to be the console for which I'm going to pick up most games in 2026, mainly PS5 I think. So it made me plan ahead a bit for 2026, what new releases I'm going to pick up, and it kind of made me excited for the year in gaming as a whole. When I was planning what I wanted to play in 2026, it made me realize that a lot of the upcoming titles that I'm looking forward to are from super renowned, long-going franchises that I've only dipped my toes into and that I'm really looking forward to exploring more in 2026. So today I want to explore 3 of these series, and I'm gonna tell you what game I'm going to look into playing this year. Mainly new episodes that are coming out of these franchises, but also maybe I'm gonna go back to other games from the franchises. So the first franchise I want to talk about is Resident Evil. So as you know, Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil Requiem is coming out really soon in 2026. It's coming out in February, I think, so less than 1 month to wait. And like I've said in the beginning, I've only dipped my toes into Resident Evil. It's gonna be a constant in this video. All 3 series I'm gonna talk about, I have only played 1 games from each of these series. So the only other game that I played in the Resident Evil franchise is the well-known Resident Evil 4, and as you can see, I only have it digitally on my Switch. It was when I got back into console gaming, when I got my Switch in 2020. I think I played this early in 2021, so I picked it up really cheap on the eShop. And it's just that, I started to watch videos on gaming, and it's such a big name, Resident Evil 4. It's one of the most influential games ever, one of the biggest third-person shooter, action-adventure, survival horror games. So I was just really interested by the franchise, so I picked up Resident Evil 4, and I knew it was a classic, knew that it aged really well, so I would probably like it. And as a matter of fact, I really enjoyed that game. I played through it 2 times, which is really rare for me. I don't really replay games, but this one I did 2 playthroughs of it in 2021. And it's really a great game. It's really I think it's a snapshot of the time. It's early 2000s, and the action is over the top, the dialogue is funny and sometimes corny, but it's really action movie. There are the horror elements also. This was the first horror game I played in forever, so it kind of scared me a bit at times. I had some trouble going forward, but as you know, Resident Evil 4 is one of the Resident Evil that puts more emphasis on action rather than more the horror elements. So Resident Evil 4 made me really like Leon as a character, and as you know, in the very last trailer for Resident Evil 9 Requiem that was played at the Game Awards in last December, they revealed that Leon would be returning in this game and would be a playable character, which really bumped up the excitement for me because I really always wanted to get more into Resident Evil. Never picked up another one. I know they vary in style and in gameplay among games, but never had the opportunity to pick another one up. 7 and 8 are on modern platforms, but they look scary as hell, man, so I didn't pick it up at the time, but now that I kind of built up my horror tolerance a little bit, maybe I could pick them up. But one thing is for sure, I think I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil 9 in 2026. I really like the design also of the other main character. I really like her design, and they're gonna use the 2 main characters that are gonna be Ashley and Leon to do a little varied gameplay. So Ashley is gonna be more on the survival horror aspect, and Leon, to call back to Resident Evil 4, it's gonna be more on the action, guns blazing, and Leon being a badass like he was in Resident Evil 4. So there's not that much time left before it comes out, but maybe I would enjoy also picking up maybe Resident Evil 2 remake on the PS4. I know it's a really beloved game, has Leon in it also. It's his, chronologically, it's his first appearance in the Resident Evil series. So Resident Evil 2 Remake is one I'm interested in, and it's really cheap also on PS4. So maybe it's 2 of the Resident Evil games I'm going to be playing in 2026. And I'm looking forward to explore this classic survival horror, action horror series. Next up, the second series that I want to explore more in 2026 is Tomb Raider. So I talked about the Game Awards earlier. Also at the Game Awards, they did like a double announcement. There's going to be a new Tomb Raider game coming out in 2027, which is called Tomb Raider Catalyst, which looks really good. But they also did like a surprise announcement for a new game coming out in 2026 also, which is a remake of the very first Tomb Raider game from the late 90s. So it's Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. Like I said earlier, only played one Tomb Raider game in my life. It's the Tomb Raider 2013 one, so it's the reboot from Square Enix. I played this one not too long after it came out in 2015, in the era when I didn't do console gaming. I would do PC gaming. I played Counter-Strike Global Offensive with my friends. But from time to time, I would pick up an occasional single-player game. You know, on Steam, games can get really cheap. So it was around 2015 that I played that one. And I don't know, I knew the name Tomb Raider. I don't know why I knew it, and the game interested me. So I played this one for 7-8 hours back in the day. Don't remember that much, but it was really like an action adventure shooter. I remember liking the design. I thought it was pretty cool. Don't remember that much about it, but I think it's kind of different from the early trilogy from the PS1. So Legacy of Atlantis is really based on the very first one that came out, and then like there's dinosaurs in it, there's real tomb raiding. This game looks really fun. I'm really looking forward to exploring this series. It feels like it's a gap in my gaming experience, and I feel like once I get into it, I have so much of this series to explore. There's like a few trilogies, like the Tomb Raider 2013 one is the first one of the Square Enix trilogy. There's the first trilogy on the PS1. There's like another trilogy 4, 5, 6. There are other games in between too. Sorry, I don't know every game in the Tomb Raider series. Never played them. So Legacy of Atlantis does not have a release date at the moment. It's only 2026. So I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of time before it comes out to maybe explore other games in the Tomb Raider franchise. So I'm looking, maybe if I find a good price, to pick up the Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 remastered that came out, I think it was 2024. So if I can find a copy of that on PlayStation 5, I feel like I'm gonna pick it up. I think it would be cool also to play the first game and to see the evolution into the remake Legacy of Atlantis. I remember I did this with Final Fantasy VII, like before playing remake I played the original, and the payoff is so much bigger. Like I really enjoyed the original Final Fantasy VII, so seeing it like the characters fully realized in like modern graphic was really magical. So I'm gonna try to do a little bit of the same thing with Tomb Raider. So we're coming up to the last series that I want to talk about, that I want to get into 2026, and maybe you have a prediction on what it's gonna be. Maybe it's obvious, I've talked about it a few times since the beginning of this channel. If you watch my video on ranking games that I've beaten in 2025, you know that it is the game that I enjoyed the most in 2025 and that got me into this new series. And that is obviously the Trails series, and I got into the series with the Trails in the Sky first chapter remake last year. So man, I'm so excited to play some more Trails in 2026. This is really one of the best JRPGs I've ever played. Probably like the best refinement of a modern JRPG that there is out there for first chapter. And they have already announced that the sequel to this Trails in the Sky second chapter is coming out already in September of 2026. So 1 year after Trails in the Sky first chapter came out, which is like really insane because maybe it's not the highest budget game, but it's really high production, and to do 2 games like this in the span of 1 year, and also the latest entry in the Trails franchise, Trails Beyond the Horizon, came out this January. So like Falcon is pumping out games. It's really incredible. So I'm gonna be showing footage from Trails in the Sky first chapter, because if I can't show you footage from the trailer to second chapter because it like spoils the entire first game. It's really the sequel. And some people say that like the entire Trails first chapter is like an elaborate 40-hour prologue to second chapter. That's where the real magic happens. So like I read this and I'm super excited to play second chapter remake. When I finished first chapter, I wondered, because like you know, these are remakes from the first trilogy, the Trails in the Sky trilogy that came out like from 2004 to 2007, I believe. And I wonder if I would jump into second chapter like the old version, because I wanted to see the story so bad. And third chapter, I decided ultimately not to for the moment, because I have a big backlog. I want to play my physical games, and the originals are only available like on PSP or on Steam. Don't have a PSP. Could have picked them up on Steam, but I really don't have like a PC setup, and it's not really comfortable for me to play games on that. So I'm really gonna enjoy Trails in the Sky second chapter this September, and maybe just to go along with the series, once I'm done with the second chapter remake, maybe I'm gonna like just for one game do like third chapter from the original Steam versions, and then after that I can take off in the series, because there's 12-13 games in it. These 12-13 games are split into arcs. I think there's 4 arcs. So Trails in the Sky is the first arc, and starting from the second arc onwards, they are all available physically on modern consoles. I think it's going to be an objective for me to collect everything Trails on the PlayStation, because I picked up Trails in the Sky first chapter on the PS5. I wanted it to run the smoothest. So I think one of my goals in the next few years is going to be to collect some Trails on the PlayStation. So after Sky, there are the Crossbell games, I think. So they are 2 games, Trails from Zero and Trails from Azure, that are on the PS4. After that, there are Trails of Cold Steel 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that, there's Trails into Reverie. After that, there's Trails through Daybreak 1 and 2. And the latest one that just came out is called Trails Beyond the Horizon. So all split into 4 arcs. So one day, guys, I'm gonna go through it all, but I feel like I will, because I enjoyed the first game so much. The characters were written so good. This is the best world building in a JRPG that I've ever seen. So I can't wait to dive more into it. And I'm really interested to go to an older style of Trails game, like with the third chapter, the original that I'm probably gonna play at the end of the year. Also the Crossbell arc from Zero and into Azure are also in the older style, like 2.5D and like a bit pixelated, and the characters are more chibi. So I'm really stoked also to see the evolution of the series. So excited to play more Trails, and this is the third major series that I want to get more into in 2026. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. What are you excited to play in 2026? Are you looking to get into some series like I am? Tell me about it. What are you planning to collect in 2026? Are you a Resident Evil, Tomb Raider, or Trails fan? Let me know. Also, I'm gonna leave a QR code over here to join the Split Screen Syndicate Discord, which is the community that I'm part of, with a lot of few cool YouTubers that I follow, mainly Retro Adam, Sage of Time, and Sharkpig Gaming, that started this channel, this Discord community. So come hang out if you want to talk about games and everything. And also don't hesitate to check out any of my other videos. I talk about collecting, games in general. I do review video game essays from time to time. So check my stuff out. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking or subscribing if you're interested. See you next time.